In this extensive conversation with Hanes and Adam Greentree, the discussion traverses a wide range of topics, including mountain lion hunting and management, wildlife conservation challenges, advancements in bow hunting technology and technique, personal health and athleticism, mental resilience, and reflections on nature's raw realities. They also delve into issues surrounding modern medicine, cultural observations, and the importance of connecting with nature for well-being. The podcast opens with an intense recounting of Cameron's mountain lion hunt in Colorado 7 years prior, focusing on the story behind the particular mountain lion they pursued, described as a destructive and ruthless predator that was severely harming livestock. The conversation highlights the ethical and pragmatic aspects of hunting, emphasizing the balance between conservation, population control, and protection of human interests like livestock safety. Cameron describes witnessing a mountain lion feeding painfully on a live cow, underscoring the brutal realities of the wild. They discuss the weight and ferocity of a large mountain lion, estimated at around 170 pounds, a massive predator whose instincts are far removed from human notions of mercy. The hosts stress that humans are unique in their compassion for suffering, often stepping in to put animals out of their misery, a phenomenon absent in the wild. The conversation reveals the harsh truth about predator-prey dynamics and the necessity of responsible wildlife management through hunting, including the use of dogs to tree lions, which remains the most effective method. The discussion broadens to the ongoing natural war between predators and prey, pointing out how insulated most people are from these realities due to urbanization. The hosts reflect on seeing small-scale predator-prey interactions, such as a feral cat hunting a mouse, illustrating how these battles for survival happen constantly across the planet. They touch on the staggering ecological impact of feral cats in North America, estimated in the billions of kills annually, balanced against the role these predators play in controlling rodent populations. The balance of ecosystems is emphasized, cautioning against simplistic views that demonize predators without understanding their critical role in natural regulation. The issue of wildlife overpopulation and resultant human-wildlife conflicts is underlined through examples from Colorado's regulated hunting quotas for mountain lions and Japan's escalating brown bear attacks requiring military intervention. These points illustrate the consequences of inadequate population control, linking back to conservation funding derived partly from hunting permits, which support wildlife management and research. They recount personal and shared experiences encountering bears and wolves across various regions, including Canada, Japan, and the U.S. The hosts describe the dangers and respect necessary when coexisting with large predators, emphasizing lessons learned from close calls, such as Dudley's story of being surrounded by wolves during a hunt, highlighting the wildness and peril inherent in nature. The conversation contrasts management approaches, such as Texas treating mountain lions like coyotes, versus stricter hunting regulations in states like California and Oregon. The challenges of human coexistence with predators and the political dynamics influencing wildlife policies are acknowledged, including urban populations influencing conservation decisions without direct experience of wilderness realities. Cam shares a terrifying account of a mountain lion encounter near a suburban trail in Lake Forest, California, underscoring the risks of predator encroachment into populated areas. The story articulates the gap between urban perceptions of wildlife and the dangerous realities faced by those living closer to nature. This segues into criticisms of distorted voting power in policymaking, where city dwellers dictate wildlife rules for rural areas, often with detrimental effects for both humans and animals. The panel discusses differing state policies regarding mountain lion hunting, exploring depredation permits, agency control kills, and legal hunting tags. They note the complexity of managing populations through hunting quotas in California and Oregon, with Oregon's system allowing sport hunting without dogs seen as less effective than methods used elsewhere. Utah's more liberal system is lauded, allowing year-round harvest with only a general hunting license required, a middle ground between strict regulation and uncontrolled kills. Texas, by contrast, allows broad hunting rights for mountain lions, highlighting the diverse political and cultural attitudes toward predator management across the U.S. Expanding on predator control, they reflect on how failing to manage predator populations effectively leads to ecological imbalances, such as reduced deer populations from excessive mountain lion numbers. Analogies to overpopulation dilemmas with sharks and fish in Australia illustrate cascading ecological consequences from human interference or lack of intervention. The conversation shifts to broader reflections on how modern human life is disconnected from nature and the primal experiences that once defined human existence. They discuss how living in urban environments, insulated from nature, creates skewed perceptions of wildlife and survival, leading to societal issues like depression, anxiety, and a loss of purpose. The hosts emphasize that physical exertion and contact with the natural world are essential to mental and emotional health. They explore the psychological benefits of voluntary struggle and hardship, relating hunting and physical challenges to personal growth, mental resilience, and sustained happiness. The ideas reflect philosophies similar to notable endurance athletes and military trainers who preach embracing discomfort for long-term fulfillment. The discussion moves into the nuances of happiness, differentiating between momentary joy, long-term contentment, and purposeful living. Hunting and survival activities are presented as pathways to deep satisfaction rooted in self-reliance, respect, and the authentic connection with life and death cycles. Cameron highlights his passion for sharing the outdoors lifestyle with new hunters, valuing how mentoring others allows him to pass on knowledge, deepen his own purpose, and sustain the hunting tradition. The deep camaraderie and respect formed through shared wilderness experiences are celebrated as enriching and life-affirming. Extensive discussion covers the evolution and technical details of bow hunting gear, including release aids, sighting methods, arrow trajectory, and the impact of modern innovations. They explain how advancements like rangefinders, stabilized optics, and mapping applications have revolutionized backcountry hunting by increasing precision and safety. They recount the challenges of addressing varying terrain, wind, sun angles, and animal behavior in stalking and shooting, emphasizing the art and mental discipline required for successful bow hunting. The balance between embracing modern tech and preserving the primitive challenge of bow hunting is debated, noting how some states regulate technological aids to maintain ethical standards. Physical conditioning, especially leg strength, emerges as a fundamental lesson from the hunting season. The hosts discuss how cardiovascular fitness, endurance, and injury prevention directly influence hunting success and enjoyment. Adams shares his personal journey improving physical and mental health, noting that better fitness enhances mental clarity, reduces fatigue-induced poor decisions, and deepens appreciation for the outdoors. Skin and joint care, injury management, and recovery techniques like stem cell therapy and trigger point massages are touched upon as critical components to maintaining peak performance into older age. The dialogue deepens into the value of mental toughness and embracing challenges to foster growth. Both guests share insights about managing pain, discomfort, and setbacks proactively rather than avoiding them, highlighting the importance of mindset in achieving excellence both in hunting and life. They discuss how modern lifestyles often suppress or dilute this resilience, resulting in widespread anxiety and dissatisfaction, while intentional hardship builds strength and fulfillment. The conversation critiques elements of contemporary medical practice and pharmaceutical industries, contrasting them with emerging wellness modalities such as stem cell therapy, peptides, including BPC 157, and personalized hormone optimization. They express frustration with regulatory and economic barriers restricting access to effective alternative treatments while praising advancements in exercise science, altitude training, and recovery technologies. The growing importance of balancing skepticism with openness to innovation in health management is underscored. Returning to technical aspects, the hosts explore the history and evolution of archery releases, ranging from early rope trigger devices through current precision releases that enhance accuracy. They analyze the benefits and trade-offs of various innovations, including lighted nocks and modern arrows, weighing accuracy against visibility. The importance of extensive practice and knowing equipment intimately is emphasized. The narrative evaluates emerging technologies like thermal optics and GPS mapping, debating their impact on the sport's ethics and challenge level. While acknowledging the practical benefits of advanced tools for locating game and ensuring ethical kills, the hosts caution against over-reliance, concerned it might diminish the skill and respect foundational to hunting. They note different states' regulatory stances on such technologies and stress that responsibly integrating advancements requires balancing preservation of tradition with effective wildlife management. Briefly touching on modern firearm shooting, they marvel at long-distance marksmanship feats, the skill required, and the contrast to hunting philosophy based on close-range bow hunting. The admiration for extreme marksmanship highlights different disciplines within hunting and shooting sports. The conversation reflects on the deep fulfillment derived from connection with nature, describing hunting and wilderness living as intrinsic to human identity. They share stories from remote environments and the emotional and spiritual benefits of immersive natural experiences. The notion that modern life is largely artificial and disconnected resonates throughout, with an emphasis on reclaiming primal rhythms for mental and physical health. Throughout, Cameron and Adam emphasize the value of mentorship, community, and passing down traditional knowledge while adapting to modern realities. They celebrate how sharing stories and teaching new hunters strengthens personal purpose and enriches the hunting culture. Both guests conclude by reflecting on what they learned from the recent hunting season. For Cameron, leg conditioning is paramount, along with the dangers of overtraining certain muscle groups. Adam underscores holistic health, including mental and physical aspects, and how intentional lifestyle shifts enhanced his mountain hunting experience. They both acknowledge that growth is a lifelong pursuit, enhanced by discipline, connection, and a willingness to learn from every experience. The dialogue concludes with a thoughtful examination of human behavior, emphasizing the significance of personal responsibility, overcoming excuses, and fostering discipline, especially within parenting roles. They stress the impact of modeling integrity and accountability, as well as the detrimental effects of blame shifting and negative influences on future generations. The cultivation of mental resilience, gratitude, and purpose through challenges like hunting and family life is presented as a path toward becoming a better, more fulfilled human being.